Let's talk about that. Just you give your teammates a Jordan level.
Yeah, I mean, the guys all love Jordans. I mean, that's just a simple conversation around the locker room sometimes with shoes, different shoes people have. Obviously, you see when we go show up to games or getting on the planes and just every day, a lot of sneakerheads on the team. So I knew that the cool gray 11s were something that some guys would want or would appreciate if they get their hands on. And obviously, fortunate enough that Jumpman and the Jordan brand were going to allow me to do that and gift. And so, I mean, the guys took it well and just an early Christmas present.
With where you and this offense was so efficient and explosive early in the season,
Yep.
and that's not the case now. When you look back on it, where do you feel you stand individually and then as an offense going into these final 5 games as far as what you need to do?
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of production coming forward. I still think our best ball is ahead. Obviously, we started off hot, went through a little bit of a lull, but it's growing pains. It's just getting some kinks out, and I feel like we've been in a lot of different situations and experienced a lot of different games, whether we're not getting the ball much or whether we're playing slow and just different things that we can learn from, whether it resulted in a win or a loss. So I think our best ball is ahead, and we've just got to continue to lock arms, be on the same page, trust all the training that we've put in going back to the spring, and it all pay off, even the down days.
Dak, this morning, his first comments back, Mike McCarthy didn't use the word guaranteeing the win in Washington, but he very matter-of-factly said, you guys are going to win this game. I don't know what
Shit,
the So you like hearing that from your head coach? It doesn't put the players in a bad spot?
Yeah, I agree. No, it doesn't put us in a bad spot. I mean, obviously, if you're preparing for this game, you're a Dallas Cowboy, if you're a fan, and you expect to go in and win each and every game. So I don't think he's said anything different than everyone in this building's thoughts. He just voiced it. So now we've got to make sure that we're accountable of our words. And I think that's all that is a coach setting the tone for the week. And as you said, first day back, making sure that everybody understands where his mind is and where this team's mindset is.
How does that raise you mentioned the accountability. How does that raise it in the room when you guys know your coach came out and said something like that?
I mean, it shouldn't raise it because that your expectations, accountability, and everything, preparation should already be at an all-time high. It's a division game. We know obviously what this game means. We know we're playing the Washington football team means, and so it's just as I said, it's just holding accountable to our words now. We just got to go out there and go win. Simple as that.
Zach, has your timing with your receivers been where you want it lately? And if not, now that Michael, Amari, and CD are all in practice, what do you do this week to work on it?
Yeah, we work on it. You get some extra reps here and there when we can, whether it's Wednesday, whether it's today. The plays or the routes that you don't necessarily feel as comfortable with, you've got to talk through them. Make sure you get on the same page. Do that in our signal caller meetings, and just throughout the day, just to make sure that you're on the same page. You're thinking what they're thinking. They know where you want them to be, and I know where they expect the ball in certain coverage. So, I mean, I think that just happens when guys are out. Myself, including each one of them at a different time, it happens. You get off, but you can go back and look when we spend time together and we work on it. We're gonna get on the same page, so there's no worry.
Your work outside the pocket here lately, and it coincides with the calf injury, that your completion percentage went from like 80 to 50%. What do you put? Is there anything you can put that on?
No, not necessarily. Just say it coincides with the calf injury. I don't know if I've been getting outside the pocket as much. So obviously when you're not getting outside as much and the numbers aren't as high, your percentages of success obviously goes down regardless, right? So I think it's just important for me to extend plays when it's time, and then just make sure, as I said, receivers are on the same page whether it's scramble drill or whether it's just a movement outside of the pocket to make sure that we get all these things cleaned up.
Are you more conscious of not being out there? You said you're not outside the pocket as much. Is that because of the calf or what?
No, I mean, I think it's just the way some things have played. Obviously, going back and looking at film, there's some times that I wish I would have, but that's just a self-scout and checking yourself game after game, and I think there's a time that's going to happen, and as I said, we'll continue to get better. I know I'll get better, and I know the guys will all be on the same page to make sure that
Piggyback on. I'm sorry.
that we're making the most of our opportunities outside the pocket.
As you look back on things, are there times you wish you would have taken off as well? I mean, because you don't run as much as you used to. I know you've been more conscious of it this year, but there are times you look back on the film like, I could have done something with my feet there.
I mean, I'm a very confident guy, so I mean, anytime there's an incompletion or a non-successful play, and I go back and look at it on film, I'm weighing all options. And yeah, sure, there's a few times that's an option, but in the same sense, I mean, I go off my preparation, everything that I've practiced and everything I put in throughout the week. So I'm not going to regret not doing it. But as I said, I think there's a time where you see it more. And whether it's division football, playoff football, or whatever it is, that, that'll be a weapon.
As a veteran quarterback, when you're able to see so much and see so quickly and think so quickly on the field, do you have to at times remind yourself to slow down a bit and not move so quickly? And is that an adjustment that you're making? Yeah,
sure. I think that's fair to say. It's almost one of the saying, right? See a little, see a lot, see a lot, see little. Just knowing the game, knowing what everybody's supposed to be at, and knowing the defense. Sometimes I've got to keep it simple. I think sometimes I'm getting ahead of myself, as I've said before, coming back from injury. Sometimes I go through reads fast, and there's a fine line of that. So I mean that's part of, I'd say, me personally, my self-scout, and I'll get better at it. As I said, we go into this back 5 games of the season, I'll be better, and everybody around me will as well.
There's a real art to that as a quarterback. You want to be quick with your thinking. You got pressure. You gotta. How do you? What's the balance of finding that right speed to move through your progression?
Yeah, trusting yourself, trusting your preparation. I mean, I think everything about this game is an art, though. So, not just that.
When you're making those corrections, do you find that they come most in games, or can you get back what you want out here?
Yeah, I think you can put a sense of it. The awareness, you can practice it at practice and in the reps, and just even mental reps, right? Going through my reads, whether it's the drawings, whether it's the tape. But then some of it's a little bit instinctual, whether it's just going to happen in the game or not. So as I said, I'll practice. I'll try to get some of those times to weigh the risk versus reward at practice, and then other times just been playing this game for a while, just try to allow it to take over.
When Randy, Micah, and DeMarcus Lawrence are all going after a quarterback, what do these opponents have to worry about the next few weeks?
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of talent, a lot of speed. Trouble. I mean, I think that's another possession for us that we're going to be granted on offense, just with, as you just said, the pass rush, and just not only that, the guys behind them. Whether they don't get home or not, they're forcing the other quarterback into making quick decisions or bad decisions, and then we have a lot of ball hawks, if you've seen over the last weeks and this past year, that are hungry to get the ball in their hands.
Your connection with CD's been pretty much instantaneous since he got here. Where do you get that from? I'm not talking about the 4th down play last week, but where does that come from with y'all?
I mean, he's a playmaker, and when you're very skillful, when you have a great awareness, it's easy to get on the same page. And so, I mean, that's credit to him of just being a young player and communicating through everything, us talking, whether it's option routes or whether it's whatever it is, whatever the route may entail, just being on the same page. And it goes the same for all the guys, but it starts with our communication, and then just allow those guys to be who they are.
How do you guys see the game the same way? Like, and have you noticed that when you've been watching stuff, like, you guys know what each other should be thinking when you're going back and watching film? Yeah,
I mean, and whether you don't or not, you communicate it to make sure that you are. So, I mean, that's part of it, is making sure that me and the receivers see the game the same way. Whether it didn't happen instinctually or not, we're able to talk through it, communicate, get on the same page, and at that point, it's a body language thing, whether it's an option route or whether it's, hey, it's man-to-man, I just want you to fight through and come back to the ball this way or go over the top, and things that, it's a process that never stops.
You mentioned risk-reward a minute ago, and
Yep.
you talked a lot about that as it pertains to you coming off last year's injury and being a runner again. So to kind of Clarence's topic, is this the time of year where you weigh that risk-reward as a runner differently than you have to this point?
As I said, whether it's division games, playoff games, I think there's a time. I think there's a situation. I think there's downs. I think there's a lot of variables that come into play when I'm thinking about that. But as well, I think it's a little bit of practice in it, so I know to allow it to be instinctual and not to fight against it. And if I want to run, go run. But be smart after I get outside of the pocket of protecting myself and getting what I need for the team.
The RPOs were kind of a foundational piece of this offense for a long time with you and Zeke. How much less are you doing it now, and is it still there? Is this something we're going to see again at selected moments like you talk about, or is this offense in a different place right now?
No, the offense definitely isn't in a different place. You'll see some of those, and that's just another weapon that I said, that's what the back half of this season's about, is pulling out all the things you've done best. And so you got to self-scout the rest of the previous games and the first part of the season, just to make sure that we're putting forward our best ball as we move into the back part.
Mike also said he showed you guys a video of. Sorry, go ahead, Jory.
You can go back. Okay.
Mike also said he showed you guys videos of the history of the rivalry. What do you guys in their 20s, get from watching clips of games 30 and 40 years ago?
Just the excitement, the passion, just everything that you can tell that the players played with, and I mean it's continued to this day. I don't know if it's as harsh as it was back then, but still to this day. I mean, when you play a division team, a team that you play twice, you know them very well, they know you very well. So it comes down to the fundamentals, basics, and how much do you want it. So I think that's when you're watching that clip, that's something that you can feed off of and use in your preparation throughout the week.
The Cowboys nominated you for Walter Payton Man of the Year. It's
Yep.
not the first time they've nominated you. What in the last year that you've done in that realm are you most proud of?
Yeah, I mean, first, I'm just humbled to be named that. I mean, amongst all my teammates, a lot of men doing great work and there for their community in so many different ways. To be a representative of them alone is special, and just trying to help people in every aspect. I mean, I think just my foundation, the Faith Fight Finish Foundation, something that we take pride in is not limiting ourselves to one group or to just the youth or to just cancer patients, but just trying to allow individuals, families, and communities to find strength through their adversity, no matter what it is, no matter if it's battling with mental illness, as I said, cancer, homelessness, all these such things that everybody has an adversity in a different sense. So if you can be a helping hand to somebody, which I think we're all obligated to do, being blessed with life, that's what's important to me and the people that are helping me in my foundation.
Dak, you've done a lot of work with John Beck over the years here. Now that he's with the Jets, how much would you do with him during the regular season? And now that he's with the Jets, have you replaced that with anybody else?
Yeah, I mean, John has a business partner in Adam and a couple of other guys, and so I basically just work and discuss all my film through and with them. It'd just be a breakdown. John used to do a breakdown and just kind of send me video clips, where now it's Adam that does it, so he's taking that role. Yeah, so the end season's not that important, I guess you can say, as much as the off season is. But yeah, I look forward to getting back to him when the off season happens.
Dak, with Tony and Zeke both banged up, how do you get the run game going?
Yeah, I mean, just regardless, the offensive line, it starts with them, and it starts with their intensity and just the way that they communicate and get movement off the ball. No matter if it's Zeke or Tony or Corey or somebody else that comes in, or even if it's myself, it doesn't matter. We've got a lot of playmakers. We got some guys outside, so we've got to do a better job outside of just allowing us not to be one-dimensional. We can attack in all different ways, so we've got to make sure that we're on our game at all levels to do that.
You guys encountered a lot of movement from the defensive line in the run game. What are the main principles for how to overcome and counteract that and still have the run game?
Yeah, I mean, just preparation throughout the week, practicing all those different looks, and then communicating that at the line of scrimmage when the offensive line thinks they're going to see something or thinks they're going to get something. So I think it's just them being on the same page, and guys on the second level, whether it's blocking backers or safeties coming in the box, being on the same page and helping.
And then now that you have Amari and CD and Galv all together, how important is getting timing back? Is it as simple as they're all back and the timing's automatically there, or is that?
No, I mean, nothing simple about this game, but that's what makes it fun. That's what you do it for, and just the fact of coming in each and every day, just finishing that practice, working on different timings with different guys, getting some after practice, whether it be with those three guys or Schultz or one of the backs. That's what it's about, and we'll continue to do. As I said, this is a process. We're going to stick to it, and we're going to embrace it and continue to get better. As I said, our best ball is ahead. Thank you.
Thanks, Dak.